What's up, you guys? Welcome back. I'm doing another pick a card reading today, and we are looking at what makes you so attractive to other people. So I have 5 piles for you to choose from today. You can pause the video, tune into every pile, see which one you feel the most drawn to, and you can go directly to your message with the timestamps below, and we'll get started on your reading. Hi, pile 1. Let's get started and see why you are so attractive to other people. Pile 1, I love your energy. What I see for you, pile 1, is that you are very wise. You have a lot of wisdom, and I feel like you may actually be a bit of a psychic is what I'm seeing. I feel like you're very into nature, and people find that very attractive about you. You seem to be sort of like, you kind of have like a witchy vibe to you is what I feel with this clarity card. I feel like you're just somebody who is very in tune with nature, and I feel like people really like that about you. They find that very beautiful. I also see that you're quite mysterious. You don't really let everything show. You don't let all your cards show. You kind of have a bit of a poker face is what I'm seeing. I feel like people actually really enjoy the fact that they don't know everything about you upon first meeting you. It seems like there's layers to peel back and for them to discover you more and more. I'm also seeing, pile 1, that you may have very beautiful hair, maybe because it's long, maybe because it's curly, I don't know, but there's something about you that you have very beautiful hair. And a lot of people kind of are really drawn to that. I'm also seeing your eyes are very beautiful. That's another feature you have that people really are attracted to. You have very beautiful eyes. I feel like you don't show much of yourself. Whatever you do show takes time for you to reveal to other people. What I'm also seeing for you, pile 1, is that you might wear like really beautiful headpieces or do your hair very beautifully. So it's like you might wear accessories in your head or on your head or in your hair that people think are really beautiful, or just the way you style your hair is very beautiful. Again, pile 1, I feel like a very psychic vibe from you. I feel like you see much more than you let on to people. And I think over time they discover that you are very perceptive, you're very intuitive, and you understand things beyond surface level. What I'm seeing for you, pile 1, is that you've been through a lot. I feel like that's why a lot of the reason you don't show all of your emotions is because you've been through a lot. You've felt a lot of pain in your life, and you've kind of realized it's safer to sort of hide, your emotions so that people don't use them against you. And I feel like people don't really understand this about you. They just see someone who's sort of tough or intimidating or very poker face. And what I'm seeing for you is that you've actually just been through some really difficult things. So you've really learned to control your emotions. I'm also seeing for you, pile 1, that you guys have really been through a lot. So like I said, you've just been through a lot of pain in your life. But the thing that makes you so beautiful is that you have really, you turned into a diamond. It's like you just, from all the pressure you've experienced in your life, you've turned into a diamond. You've turned into a beautiful crystal. What I see for you is just all of that pressure, all of that time, all of what you've experienced has turned you into something very beautiful, physically and emotionally. So that's amazing. I see for you, pile 1, that something that's attractive about your energy is that I feel like you see in other people fragments of yourself. So it's like you really do have this equality mindset where you see what makes people the same. You don't judge people. You feel like you understand people. I feel like it really, you have some compassion for people that maybe others don't really have, because you just see beyond what others what they present, at face value, I guess. So because you're able to see past certain things, you are able to find the humanity in everything, see the humanity in everyone, and really connect with people on a soul level. I feel like, pile 1, you genuinely care about the earth. You care about Mother Earth, and you care about the people on the earth. And I feel like it's a priority of yours to really make sure that you spread your message. There's something you have to say that maybe you don't say right away, but you have this beautiful wisdom and message that if it reaches the whole world, you will have shared your purpose. That's kind of what I'm hearing for you, pile 1. Side note, another thing that's very attractive about you physically is your hands. People think you have very beautiful hands. That's kind of funny, but that's what I see. Like, it's something about the way your hands are shaped or the way you use your hands, people think is so beautiful. And there's also something very freeing about you. You feel like a very free being. Like, you kind of have this ethereal vibe to you that I think people are very drawn to. What's interesting about you is that you're not just like this flowery fairy type of like person, but you also have this like depth to you. You've experienced enough that people feel like they can relate to you, and that you feel like you can relate to other people. And that makes you very attractive. You are just somebody that is not superficial. You are just there's just a lot of depth to you. And I'm also saying that you're a very passionate person. So even though you come off as very straight-faced and very, like hide your cards, you actually have a lot of passion inside of you. And you really do want to do the best you can in this world and really, bring your passions forth and share them with other people, but you just do it on your own time. But it's kind of nice because people find it attractive because it takes time to get to know you. You're very selective about what you show people. So the people that you expose your layers to, they love you because they're just like, what is she gonna say or he say next? Like, what is this person gonna say next? That's kind of what I feel for you. You just have this like beautiful magnetism and this energy of passion underneath you, and you just like, I feel like you probably have a lot of like social causes that you really feel strongly about, and you do try to enlighten people. You have a very angelic energy about you. I see a halo here under this card, and I feel like that's just like you have this knowledge, this psychic knowledge or like angelic energy about you, where like you just really understand divinity on a level that other people don't, and people just think you're like beautiful for it. It's just very attractive. People are drawn to you like a moth to flame. That's what I hear. I feel like people are drawn to you like a moth to flame. They just want to know more about what you have to say. The High Priestess, of course. You are very psychic. You have a lot of knowledge. You're very psychic. You have a lot of knowledge. You're very mysterious. People cannot read you. And when you do speak, it is worth listening to. That's really what I feel. You may have really good writing skills is another thing I'm hearing. You might really be able to communicate well. You communicate very concisely, I feel. You say very little, but it explains a lot. That's weird. I don't know why that's coming up, but that's what I'm seeing for you. Let's see what else. 9 of Swords. That's your pain. That's the pain, the turmoil you've been through. That's really actually created you to be like a very beautiful person. You've really blossomed from your pain. You were not let down. You didn't become a victim or anything. In fact, you became more beautiful from the pain you've experienced, and you're so much wiser for it. Again, we have another eye. This is just telling me that you have beautiful eyes and sight beyond sight. Like, you can see past what others can see. It's really amazing. And what else do we have? 6 of Wands. Okay, so I always feel like the energy of an author comes up. So maybe you plan on writing a book, maybe you're a good writer, or just the way you communicate is very good, and people like how you communicate. They like how you speak. I'm also seeing with the 6 of Wands that you are very radiant. You have a very radiant energy about you, and you are a leader. People find that very attractive about you. They're attracted to the fact that you are a natural leader and that you are very good and successful at the endeavors you put your mind to. I'm also hearing for you, Pile 1, that you are going to be very successful in your chosen field. I think this is because you have such insight and such wisdom, and you move carefully. Even though it might take you a while, you move carefully. You do have a fiery energy to you, though. I see like a very intellectual energy, very intellectual. You might like reading, you might gain a lot of knowledge from books. You're very communicative, but in a way that's like very intentional. And you also have a lot of passion, like I mentioned. You're just kind of fiery and passionate and regal. Like, I just feel like a very regal energy to you. And so people look at you and just think like, you're like royalty. That's really what I see. So people just think you're very beautiful, and you just have a wonderfully like divine wisdom about you. And you also have this peacock energy to you. I see that you are somebody who just attracts attention effortlessly. Like people just want to look at your beauty. You just have like whatever, even if you don't think you're attractive, there's an energy to you that is very beautiful, and people are just drawn to you and they want to look at you. They want to know more about what you have to say, basically. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for pile 1. I hope that you guys enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Welcome, pile 2. Let's get started and see why you are so attractive. Pile 2, I love your energy, pile 2. What I see for you is that your perspective is beautiful. The way you think and perceive things, people are so drawn to that. I feel like you're somebody that people go to for advice often, or they think of you like, what would this person do if they were in my position? Because the way you think is amazing. Also, what I'm seeing for you, pile 2, is that there is a lot more hidden within you than people are like, than they realize, I guess. It's like you have hidden talents is what I'm hearing. It's like you've got all these things that you're like, oh yeah, I'm good at that too. Oh yeah, I'm good at that too. Like people are just always amazed by like the next thing that you're like so good at. And you're very, very creative. I get a very heavy fire energy for this pile. So it's like, I just see that you're an incredibly creative person. And I feel like you might be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or have like a strong placement in that. But what I'm seeing for you is that also what you create is amazing and very attractive. Whatever you're making, whatever you're creating, people think it's highly attractive. If you are a female, I see that you may be very maternal, or you may have children, or your ability to create. People think that it is very attractive about you. They might look at you and think, I wish that was the mother of my children, or something like that. Like you have, if you're a female, I see like a lot of wifey material. If you're a male, you are just somebody who's highly passionate and highly creative, and people think that that is beautiful about you. I just love the way that you see things, and people love the way that you see things. I'm also seeing that you have a very beautiful side profile. Something about the side, when you turn to the side, you have like a very beautiful profile. I'm also seeing for you, pile 2, that something with your children. So it's either like you come from a big family and people love that about you. They find it very attractive, or you have kids, or you would just be like a very nurturing person, or you are a very nurturing person and people love that about you. What I'm also seeing for you, pile 2, is that you are not kept down by circumstance. What makes you so attractive is your resilience. You have a lot of resilience. And what I see for you is that you're constantly renewing yourself. You're constantly moving and becoming something new. If fire destroys, you are reborn again, and you are transformed with your fire. That's what I see for you. It just seems like you're the type of person that you might have been through a lot in your life, where like things have really dramatically changed for you over and over again. And every time you just come out stronger and come out better. I'm also hearing for you, pile 2, that you might be a wonderful artist. That might be like a little like a hidden talent of yours, or maybe it's just something you share with everybody all the time, but something about you being a beautiful artist is coming up. Just the way you draw, or the way you create, or people really value that you do that. Maybe you're the type of person who like makes creative gifts for people instead of buys them things. So, and I feel like that's just something that people really, really love about you. I'm also seeing pile 2 that your eyes, I feel like they're on the smaller side, but something about them is very beautiful. It's like they have a lot of depth, and it seems like you're always focused on something. Like you're always focused on getting something done or creating something new. Like again, you just have like an amazing creative energy about you that people really, really love. Pile 2, I feel like you're an angel for a lot of people. Like a lot of people are very thankful for you. They're very thankful for your guidance and for your perspective. And I feel like you're the type of person who's like, you might be a counselor or something similar to that, or just act and you just perform that role for the people you're close to, but you have very good advice. That's what I feel for you. People think you're attractive because you have very, very good advice. And what I'm also seeing for you is that you've had a lot of luck in your life. I feel like you've had really difficult things happen, but it's like you always pull through with a bit of luck, and it's really given you this resilience that most people don't have. And it just seems like you're just very, I'm also hearing for you that you might be a bit of a visionary, like I'm seeing this artist kind of vibe for you, like you're just a very good artist. But you might also be a visionary. Like you could be prone to visions. You could be the type of person who's very intuitive, but it comes in flashes. But when you know, that's like really what it is. It's like a lot of people ask you like, well, what do you think about this? What do you feel is the right thing to do? Because you have a pretty spot on intuition that people trust. And I feel like you also may be prone to like a very vivid dream life, or that there's been times in your life where you've had really intense dreams or really interesting dream experiences, and it kind of is just like an extension of this like intuitive knowing that you have, or maybe you've had sort of premonition type dreams before. But what I'm seeing for you is just that even if it's not something that you can tap into at will per se, you just have a spot on intuition that people trust when they ask you certain things. Let's see what else we have here. Pile 2, your work ethic is unmatched. You have multiple projects going on all the time. You work very hard, and that is very attractive, is what I'm hearing for you. I think your friends value it, but the type of people you're in relationships with think it's very, very attractive. They love that you always have like a lot going on, and that you just have so many projects or jobs or things that you do that keep you busy. It seems like you're the type of person who's almost kind of hard to keep around because you're so busy all the time, because you've got things to do, because you've got people to see. Like that's kind of what I see. I just feel like you like people kind of like they miss you when you're gone, because it's like it's hard to get you to stick around is what I'm hearing. Okay, so you're very communicative. A lot of people want to ask you stuff. Like you communicate a lot with people. There's always messages going back and forth. Probably your phone's always going off. I just feel like the way you communicate is very important and is very pivotal in a lot of people's lives. I feel like your perspective means everything to a lot of people. Also, again, you are very creative. You have so many hobbies that you're good at. I feel like you are just the type of person that just has so many things that you are just you just have natural talent. That's what I hear for you, particularly when it comes to things you create with your hands. And I feel like you are just somebody, like you might make money from like a side hustle for the things you create, or you make time for the things that you create. Like you just surprise people. Like you'll be working crazy hours, but then you also just like bust out a bunch of like creative projects on the side, and people are like, where do you find the time to do this? That's really what it seems like. Also, you might have very attractive lips. That's going to be for some people. Like you do have very beautiful lips, but it's just like your side profile is very attractive. Like you just have a naturally attractive face, and something about you turning your head to the side is just like, I don't know what it is, but people just think it's so beautiful. And I'm also just hearing that you're hard to get. A lot of people think you're very attractive because you're hard to get. You are not the type of person that gives off the vibe that you need anybody. You are very independent, and you are very focused on making yourself happy first, and not in a selfish way, but in a way that's like you've understood through life that if you don't put yourself first, that you can't help anybody else. So it's just like people really admire that about you and find that very attractive. And I feel like you might have like a lot of crushes, like people might have like a lot of crushes on you, and like you don't even know it, and also you don't even really care that much because you're just like, whatever, I've got so much going on, like I don't have time for that. You know, it's just like I feel like you don't even know your own beauty. I feel like you're kind of like blind to your own beauty, but people are just, they find you to be so creative and so just like amazing, like just multifaceted is basically what it is. Just a lot of hidden talents, and like you're just the type of person where people are like, what it, like you can do that too. That's what I see for you, pile 2. Again, pile 2, if you have children, people find that very attractive about you. They love how you take care of your children or other children. You might work with children is another thing I'm hearing. You might have this very natural ability to relate to children. And it's because you have a very youthful and lively innocence to you. And you are also able to just communicate well with them, and you're able to like work on projects with them. And like, I feel like you might work with kids or like counsel kids or something like that. But what you do, whatever it is that you do for work, even if it's totally something different than that, people find it very attractive about you. And they just love how you create and what you create, and the fact that you don't need anybody, or at least you come off that way. You're just the type of person where it's like you come and you go as quick as possible, and people are like kind of left just like head spinning, like, who was that? What was that? Like, and the people that you do keep around really, really value your advice. They really seek to, you out to get better knowledge or, you know, really understand something from a higher perspective. So that's a wonderful gift that you have. Okay, pile 2, that's all I see for you. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. I'll see you in the next one. Hi, pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's get started and see why you are so attractive. Pile 3, what I see for you. First of all, you have attractive ears is what I heard right away. Like you have cute ears or attractive ears or something like that. Maybe people have told you that before. Also, what I'm hearing for you, pile 3, you have a very attractive body. You might work out frequently, or you might just take care of yourself, do yoga, stuff like that. But basically, your body is very attractive to people as well. What I'm seeing for you, pile 3, is that you listen very well. People find it attractive that you really listen to them, and they feel like you will really be present with them when you speak with them. And I feel like people just find that very, very attractive about you. What I'm also seeing for you, pile 3, is that you may be a musician or like an auditory learner or something like that, but something about vibration is what's coming through. So it's like either you have like a beautiful vibration that people are very drawn to, or the type of, maybe you make music and people are very attracted to that, or you have a really good taste in music, but something about the vibration that you put off to people is very attractive, and they find it very beautiful about you. Pile 3, you're very dependable. It's like people look at you like a tree, like you have roots, like you're very grounded in your approach and what you think and what you say. That's what I'm seeing for you. I feel like people just definitely think of you as a very dependable person. And I feel like you are the type of person, you might be in a relationship also is what I'm hearing, and people find that very attractive. Like you have a beautiful relationship that people look up to. Otherwise, a lot of people want to be in a relationship with you. But what's interesting about you is that I feel like you are actually somebody, even though people feel like they want to be in a relationship with you, you actually are more centered on your goals, or you're more focused on your goals. You don't let like silly love games distract you. You're very goal oriented, and you stick with the plan, or you stick with like your vision of like where you want to go. But I feel like because of this, people are just very attracted to you and often want to be in a relationship with you. And maybe you find yourself in relationships frequently because of that. Also, what I'm seeing for you, pile 3, is that you have a very attractive nose as well. People do like your nose a lot. I think you're a very straightforward person, pile 3. Like you'll just say it how it is. You don't really like curve around, like you don't like twirl around subjects, or like you don't seem like a very indecisive person. You seem like you're very sure of yourself, very dependable, very earthy. You might be an earth sign, but I just see that you're somebody who is very grounded in what they want and what they know about themselves. And you're very focused on the physical body is what I'm seeing. And so people find it very attractive about you. It just seems like you're somebody who maybe just really works out a lot, or you take care of yourself very well, and so people notice that and they're attracted to you for that reason. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so what I'm seeing for you, pile 3, again, you have this relationship that people are very attracted to, or they like really think that you're very cute or whatever it is. It's like because you're in a relationship, sometimes this happens where it's like nobody will like really pay that much attention to you until you're in a relationship. And then all of a sudden people come out of the woodwork and like are interested in being with you because they see like what a good partner you are. So I feel like that might be a thing that comes up for you. But you could just be in a relationship that's really blessed or like is just like really attractive to people and they just think it's cute and they just like want to know more about your life or like, you know, see what you're up to because you guys are like adorable basically. And so what else am I seeing? I see like, again, this thing where like you in relationships, even though you might be in one now that's very attractive, in relationships, generally speaking, it seems like you've always been a little bit detached. Or that you like walk away from relationships really easily because you're like, you're not doing anything for me. And so I'm going to go because it's like you have things that you're focused on, you have goals and you just like know what you want. So you're like, okay, well, if you're not that person, then I'm not going to waste my time. So you leave. And then people are like very attracted to you because they like want what they can't have is basically what I'm seeing. But you might have finally found a relationship that you won't walk away from and that you're very much invested in. And so people find that very attractive about you. Also, what I'm seeing again with this Judgment card is like you might play music or you might just have a great taste in music that people find very attractive. What I see for you, pile 3, is that you're just the type of person that you're trying to really find your path in life. You try to only act on things you're passionate about. And people who are close to you really love that and find that attractive about you. I feel like you won't do anything just to do it. I feel like to you, it has to be worth something or mean something to you. And that's when you'll act on it. So it just seems like you're very discerning in what you choose. Like you do have a lot of discernment in how you choose things because you're like, does this serve me? Is it worth it? I'm going to then I'll do it. Then I'll invest my energy into it. So it's like you're always trying to listen for the call. You're trying to listen for like the messages from the universe and then act accordingly is basically what I see for you. Pile 3, you might like to travel too, and that people find that very attractive about you, or they like to do that with you. Something about the way you travel or where you go or like your lifestyle is very attractive to people. I feel like you just generally have like a very attractive lifestyle. And I also see kind of like a fire element for you. Like you could be a fire sign. I see like earth and fire. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I just feel like you're just the type of person, like what makes you so attractive is like the way you're hard to get. It's just this idea that you're just like willing to cut people off or like walk away from projects or people that don't serve you. So it seems like you're kind of hard to get or like hard to get to or something like that. So when you do come around, people really value it. I think you are just the type of person where, like I said, I just see you very focused on the physical body. So it might just be important to you, like what you eat or what's in your food or like working out or just like staying in shape, or like people just see your body and they're like, how does this person look that good? You know, that's like kind of what I see. It's like they think you cheat almost because it's like you just are able to stay in shape so well. But I think it's really just comes down to your discernment, where you just care about your physical body, and so you put work into it. And also your emotional body as well. Like, again, it's just like you're not going to waste time on people who have nothing to give you. And it's not in a selfish way. It's just in a way that's like, why waste my time? You know, like we don't have anything for each other. But again, it's just like whatever this relationship is that you're in now, or maybe just multiple people want to be in relationships with you, but it's like, it's just so attractive. People like want to know more about your life because of a relationship you're in. That's what I'm hearing for you. I'm also seeing tattoos. So you could be you could have tattoos or somebody like, I feel like you might have tattoos, or maybe your partner has tattoos or something like that. But I see like tattoos are really attractive, or just like the way that you commit to things. So it's like you won't commit until you do. And then when you do commit, you're in it for life. And like, that's it. Like you're very loyal. You're a very loyal person, but it's like hard to come by your loyalty because of how discerning you are. Pile 3, you also are very into your family. Family is everything for you. I do see that. I see that you might have kids, or that you just like your immediate family, whoever that is, even if it's just friends that you consider family, they're everything to you, and you take care of them, and you make sure that that is your priority, you know, at all times. I just feel like you're very, very family oriented type of person, and your family is what makes you feel wealthy. Like, you're not concerned about money, you're more concerned about having healthy relationships in your life. It's really beautiful, and people find that really attractive about you, the fact that you value healthy relationships over money, and like you just want to expand. I feel like you just want to expand your sense of self through travel, through, you know, committing to projects that you care about, that you actually feel like represent who you are. Like, it just seems like you're very focused on being authentic and trying your best to show people your authenticity. And so people are very attracted to that. So that's what I'm seeing, pile 3. I hope you guys enjoyed your reading, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. Let's get started and see why people think you're so attractive. Pile 4, right away, what I see for you is a very Piscean vibe. Like, you might be a Pisces or just come off that way to people, and they think it's very attractive about you. You're very interesting, pile 4, because what I see for you, it's like you have this type of creativity where it's like you're multidimensional. Like, you can go into other dimensions, or like deep into meditation, or like it's very shamanic. Like, you just go into other worlds and then come back with like information, or you're so influenced by your imagination. It's like you can get lost in worlds that other people like have a hard time even accessing, is what I see for you. I'm also seeing for you, pile 4, that like you might have really beautiful hair. I feel like it could be very long, and that might be why it's beautiful, or why people are attracted to it. It's like you hold secrets in your hair, kind of, is what I see. And I'm also seeing that if it's not long, maybe you switch it back and forth between light and dark, or you just change the color around a lot. Or maybe you just have like fun colors in your hair or something like that, but your hair is very attractive. And what I'm seeing for you also, pile 4, is that you are very dreamy. Like, you're very, very dreamy, almost to the point where maybe it's like a little bit like you can get lost in illusions, but people just find it very attractive. They find that your dreaminess very, very attractive about you. I'm also seeing a connection to flowers and nature for you, pile 4. So you might work with flowers, or you might just be very dainty like a flower, or like have this very flowery essence to you. You might smell good. That might be a compliment that you get frequently, is that you smell good. And what I'm seeing is that you're just very connected to flowers. You're also very emotional, pile 4. I think people find that very attractive about you. They like that you'll just like show your emotions like right away. Like, there's no secrets with you. It's like you'll just start crying if you feel like you need to cry. You might not even be sad, but you just like cry because there's something to get out. Or you might be like really happy 1 second or whatever, but it's just like the way that like your emotions, the way you show and flow with your emotions and honor your emotions, people find that very attractive about you. Pile 4, what I see is that you're very into honoring your inner child. Either you have this childlike innocence about you, or you're just very into like honoring what your inner child says and what you need. And it's just like you also give light to people. I feel like you shine a light on this world. People find you like a beacon of light that they can follow. But you just have like a lot of knowledge, and you're just very wise, and like, again, like just very otherworldly or like shamanic is kind of what I see. It's just like you have this very earthy type element about you, where you're just kind of one with the earth, is kind of the situation I'm seeing here. But you, again, like you do honor your inner child. You have like a very childlike perspective on things, but not in a foolish way, but in a way where you remain youthful, like an eternal youthfulness about you. That's what I see. You also might be very good with working with children, or like you just understand children very well, and people find that attractive about you. But you do have a connection with children in some way, whether you have any of your own or not. It's just like you can just think like them, like you can see what they see, and you're just good at honoring your own inner child. Pile 4, what I see for you, it's like you don't hold burdens. Like, you don't hold on to things as a burden. You're very good at healing yourself and just like letting go of things you need to let go of so that you can start again. I feel like if you feel burdened by something, you'll speak up and you'll just make the changes that need to happen in order to make yourself happy again and to once again honor that inner child. That's what I see for you, pile 4. I'm also seeing that you might be a little bit impulsive. Like, you might have this little bit of like impulsivity about you that people really like or that they find attractive. And I feel like you're always down for an adventure. Like, you're just always down to be like, let's do it. Let's try it, you know, or just whatever. Like, especially when it comes to like being out in nature, and you might hike a lot or like be out in nature very frequently. And people just really like that about you. I'm also saying you could be very connected to animals. So you might have a lot of animals around you. I actually hear cats. Even though I see a dog here, I feel like cats are kind of important to you. Like, you either have a cat that you maybe show on social media a lot, or people like know your cat or something like that. But I feel like, and maybe it's a dog too, but I just feel like you're very connected to your animals, or you have animals that you connect to very easily. And what I'm also seeing for you is that you are a very hard worker. You put a lot of effort into your projects. And I feel like you want to be a business owner, or you are a business owner. It's like, I feel like you want to be in control of your own finances, of your own like life, and you work hard to create that for yourself, and people find that very attractive about you. I'm also saying that if beyond finances, you're also again very connected to the earth. Like, you honor the earth, you're very protective of the earth is what I see. It's like you know how to work with the earth. You just seem like very earthy, kind of like an earth angel or something like that, but you're very earthy. And I also see that you're very focused on your physical health as well. So this King of Coins is telling me that like you're very in control of how you take care of your body, or like you have a lot of knowledge on like how to eat well or things like that. I feel like you just like working with the earth a lot. So it's like with flowers, like you make interesting food. Is like another thing that's coming up. Like, you can make really interesting like plant-based food, or you like to cook, or you're just good at working with earth, like the earth, to make things. Like, I could see like an herbalist or like making tinctures, plant-based food or something like that. But you just work with the earth very well. But you do have this very like just shaman vibe to you, where it just seems like you'd be the type that like lives out in the forest somewhere or something like that, or you put off that vibe to people, and they really like that about you. It's very attractive for a lot of people. You also have nice hands. Another group has nice hands too, but you do too. I see that you also have nice hands. I'm also saying just like you're kind of watery. So I feel like I see a couple different signs. I feel like you could be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. And I also see Aries, Leo, Sagittarius for this group as well. And even Earth, like you could also be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, like something like that. I see those like mainly like water, earth, and air. Water, earth, and fire in this group. But you're just always like, I just feel like you're always down to start over, and you're like, maybe you don't stay at jobs for very long. That's also something I hear. Like, you don't stay anywhere for too long, because it's like the second you see a problem or like there's an issue, you're like, okay, on to the next thing. Like, you're just very honoring of your inner child. You just know like when something's over, it's over, and it's time to go and on to the next thing. And I just feel like what's permanent about you is your earthly element. Pile 4, I also feel for you, like you might be a bit of a partier. You've gone through like a party phase before, but I feel like people like to drink with you, or they like to like just have fun with you. I feel like you're just really like the type of person that people want to call up and go out with, is kind of what I'm seeing. Or like maybe you just kind of like to indulge every once in a while, and just like people find that really like fun about you, really attractive, but you're totally in control of it. It's just something where like I just feel like you've dabbled in like substances, or like you're willing to try new things for new perspectives or whatever. But like people just kind of like to party with you. Like, you're just fun to celebrate things with. And I am saying that you are a little bit impulsive. Maybe that's kind of why that comes up from time to time. It's just because you do have like an impulsivity about you, where you're like, let's just do it. Let's just go. Let's try it. And people like love that. And people just think it's really fun. I feel like you're a fun person. Like, people just think you're really fun to be around. I'm also saying for you, Pile 4, that you could have like some tattoos that people think are cool, or like you have like different like tattoos that people like or something like that. I'm also seeing for you, again, like just this party vibe for you. Like you're just like fun to be around and like party with, but then you also like, you're very human in that way, but then you also have this element to you where you're just very earthy and into nature and shamanic and like just fun. Like, I don't know, you switch between like very earthy and then very lighthearted and fun loving is what I'm seeing. So yeah, that's what I see for you, pile 4. I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. I'll see you in the next one. Hi, pile 5. Let's get started and see what makes you so attractive to people. Pile 5, what I see for you is that you're very magnetic. People are just drawn to you like a magnet. I'm also hearing for you that you might attract people that are like very different from you, or you attract different types of people. Like you kind of are just like the underdog, or you tend to be attracted to like offbeat people. I see very like Aquarius and Scorpio vibes in this. These are the signs I'm seeing so far. I just feel like for you, like you have this very magnetic quality where there's a lot more that goes underneath the surface. Like people might see one thing on your face or like what you present to people, but there's a lot more to you, and people sense that. And I feel like that's why they're so drawn to you and why they want to get to know you. I'm also seeing for you that you're a very hard worker, pile 5. Like you really do put a lot of your effort into things. You stay productive. So you're always bouncing around, like working hard, or, you know, trying your hand at new things or something like that. But you are focused on that. Like you do value people who work hard, and you do try to work hard yourself. That's what I'm seeing for you. So you do put a lot of effort into things. And I also see like you might have a child with somebody, or you could have a child, is what I'm saying, or work well with children, or you've done a lot of things with children and people find that attractive about you. I also see for you that you're just very focused on work. I feel like you're just kind of one of those workaholic people. Like you're very good at management, or being a manager, or like controlling groups of people, or being a leader of groups of people is what I'm seeing. So that could be something that comes up for you that people find very attractive about you. I'm also seeing for you, pile 5, that you're always in motion. So like you are hard to like, you don't stand still for very long. So either you like bounce around to relationships often, or you bounce around jobs often, or like you're just kind of hard to get a hold of is kind of what I see for you. It's like you're just always moving. You're always on to the next thing, or like kind of just hard to just, I don't know, you're just hard to grasp, I guess. Either it's because people feel like they can't figure you out, or just because you've just always got stuff going on, and you have this very airy element to you where you're just always like on to the next thing. I'm also seeing for you that something about like birds are coming up. So you either have like very bird-like qualities. Maybe what it is that like you have this thing where you seek freedom, or like you value your freedom above everything else. And so people think that you're hard to hang on to, I guess. I also see that you have like a very peaceful look to you. So you might seem very coy or shy or peaceful, or like bashful or something like that. But I feel like there's a lot more, like you actually have a lot going on like beneath that, but that's just what people see and they find that attractive. I feel like they just find you to be like very innocent or sweet looking, or like peaceful looking. And so they're drawn to you. Like you have kind eyes, and you also might have blue eyes is what I am seeing. Like you might have light eyes that people find attractive, or they can get lost in your eyes, or you have just very magnetic eyes for some reason. I feel like pile 5, you feel very deeply. It seems like you're the type of person where people think you're very airy, or they think that you are like detached, but you're not. Like you're actually you have a lot of emotion. Your emotions run deep. And I feel like when people start to realize that about you, they find it very attractive, and they like that you kind of have this dichotomy to you, or this duality to you. But I do see that you're very focused on work, and that's part of what makes you attractive. It's the fact that you're very abundant, or you come off as very abundant, or that you have a lot of money, or that you are very good at your job or what you do, or like you're very focused on your career. That's what I see that people find attractive about you. I really see for you, pile 5, that you just have like a lot of emotions. Like you're very emotional type of person. And I feel like you don't show this to people, but you really can struggle with like anxiety or like things like that, like just feeling your emotions very, very deeply. But again, I just see that you're very focused on freedom, and people find that attractive about you. They find it attractive that you are able to feel with such depth, and that you value your freedom and being free and freedom for others. And like, I don't know, it's just like you're hard to catch. That's what I really feel for you, Pile 5. You're just someone who's hard to catch. And I'm also seeing for you that you really have been through a lot of pain with the 3 of Swords here. You've been through a lot, and I think people like to hear your stories. If you shared them more, I think people would find that very attractive about you. Or when you do share your stories or the things you've been through, people find it very attractive. You're also creative. You're a creative person, although I feel like you're kind of low-key about it. But you do create something, whether it be music or artistry or whatever it is. But you have this, you're actually quite feminine. I feel like you have quite a feminine energy about you, where you feel very deeply, you're very creative, and you're not afraid of the dark, or you found yourself in dark situations many times, and you still are able to like kind of pull yourself out of it and have this airy quality to you that people find very attractive. So people really are just attracted to the fact that you're so multifaceted, that you have like different sides to you. You seem like you could be Gemini also, is what I'm seeing. It's just like you have this duality to you, where you're like one person that people see right away, and then they get to know you, and you're like you have so much more beneath the surface that people don't know about. Pile 5, what's so attractive about you is that people see, I feel like you're self-made. Like you don't have a lot, or you didn't come from a lot, and you made yourself up to be very abundant, or you just like pulled yourself to the top of a company, or you became a business owner, or like something like that. Like I feel like you just made yourself come up from nothing. And the fact that you're just able to really, you have this very fatherly or like authoritative kind of energy to you. You're, like I said earlier, like a good manager, like a good authority figure. People look to you as an authority figure, and you're just somebody who can control situations or like lead groups of people very well. And so that's very attractive about you. Pile 5, I feel like you are very willing to help the people who need help. Like I feel like people find it attractive that you find people who are like in need, and you really do try to offer a helping hand to them. You might be like a mentor, or have that kind of vibe to you, where people you find people who need help, and then you give them that help. And I feel like you root for the underdog kind of an energy, and people just find that very attractive about you, that you're very helpful. And that you just seem self-made. Like you're helpful, you're self-made, you're kind, but you also just have this like these raging emotions beneath you. Like it just like you're very like you just have 2 sides to you like all the time. So again, I get like heavy Gemini vibes, or like heavy Scorpio vibes, and also heavy Aquarius vibes. So it just seems like you are definitely ruled by air and water. And your career has been very blessed, and people find that attractive about you. You're just the type of person that wherever you get hired, or wherever you go, whatever you do for a living, you'll just make it to the top, because you have this aura about you where like you're just like, you seem like you're meant to be in charge, and people find that attractive. But in your personal relationships, it's the fact that you just have so much depth to you, and you have a lot of creativity, and you're very feeling. Even though you come off as like a very free person, you actually are very emotional and soft within inside of yourself and stuff like that. So people just are drawn to the fact that they don't really know like how you are, or how you're going to be any given day. So it keeps people on their toes, and they like that you have depth to you. I mean, basically is what it is. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Pile 5. I hope you guys enjoyed your reading, and I'll see you in the next one.